Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. As you can see, I've got a bit of a mess of yarn here. This looks like a massive mess. I really need to wind these all up into balls like this because they're so much easier to crochet with like balls, but that's probably a problem for another day. So basically in this video I'm going to just be using yarn from my stash, so I can't buy any more yarn for any of these projects. I'm literally just going to try and use up my stash as best as I can for a week or so. But basically what I've done is I've picked out all the yarn that are kind of scraps or they're just left over from projects that I've made and just basically random scraps that I don't know what else to do with and I want used up. So what I'm using all of these for is I'm making a blanket with the Granny Square card deck, and I'm just going through them literally in order, and I'm trying to match the colours best as I can to what I have, because I quite like the colours, and it also will give me maybe some new colour ideas when I have this blanket finished. Like, oh, I could be like, oh, I like that colour combo. I could make a project out of that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I know they don't match, like, specifically, like, they don't match the best, but I don't think I really mind about that. I think I'm just going to just do it as I can. This one is the one I'm on at the moment. This is square 15, so I'm at 15 at the moment. And yeah, I'm really excited to get on the 3D ones because they look so fun. But yeah, I'm doing these in order, and then once I finish all of these I will go on to the flower card deck, which is the same as this one but flowers. Literally just flowers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them all together, I think, or I might do them in how they are ordered. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to do them mixed, and I feel like that will make a really nice blanket. Just like, I just like all these really like pretty squares, and obviously if when I have the finished blanket laid out on my bed, I can be like, oh, I like that square, I want to do that for a different project. So I think that will be a good idea because then I can see all of them. But yeah, so I'm trying to use up most of my scraps. Some of these are actually cotton, so these are cotton, but they're kind of the same thickness as the acrylic I have, so I'm just kind of putting them in. But yeah, most of this is acrylic. This one's a cotton blend, but again, it's basically the same thickness as everything else. And then we've got this like really rough cotton, which I hate, which I'm trying to use up. So that's good. But yeah, so I'm on this square, and then the next square is this one. So this is what I'm going to be working on at the moment. I think I'm going to do a couple and then maybe see which two are next. I'm kind of doing two at a time at the moment because I think it's fun that way. Hey guys, so a little update. Hopefully you can't hear my laptop in the background because it's very loud, and don't mind my swollen eye. I have no idea what happened to that. But at least I can still crochet. But this is the update. So this is how far I've got on square number 16. I don't know why, but my squares are looking a lot more holy than the picture, if you can see that. Like, my tension is the same, like usually quite tight, and I'm using a 4mm hook, so I don't really understand why it's so gappy. I don't know. But as you saw, I was just watching Bloomstitch Studios video and there was a little clip of me in there of her watching my video. I love that. I literally just I literally think in every one of our vlogs it's the other person catching up on the other person. Like I usually mention in my videos that I'm catching up on her videos because I love her videos, go check her out. But yeah, I just love how she was watching my video in her vlog and she decided to film it. Love that. But yeah, so I'm not sure what other projects I'm going to do in this video. There's a top that I want to make. Sorry, I'm trying to follow the chart while I talk. But yeah, so there's a top I want to make. I don't know if I want to freehand it or try and find a pattern. I'm not sure. But if you saw the video on my Instagram, I don't know if I've posted it yet. I must have done. But basically it was me showing all of my bikini cover-ups. And oh my god, I've got loads. And I still want to make more. They're just so fun to make, and like, to be fair, I am trying to make more stuff that I'm actually going to use or think, oh right, maybe after this I can like sell it, or I don't know. I'm always scared to sell my crochet because I get kind of emotionally attached and I just want it to go to a good home, you know, and be used and loved. But yeah, so there's a top that I want to make. I've got like a list on my phone of things I want to make. Oh, I want to make a star blanket, but I'm thinking I might just do a granny stitch one. I would make the other, you know, the Betty McKnit one, but I have already made one of those before. I kind of want to try something else, but I would like to make a star blanket. If you saw my last video of the Hobie unboxing, you'll see that I got some ombre yarn and I'm thinking of making that into the star blanket, but I don't know if I want to mix like a couple of colours with it as well, or if I just want to just see how big I can do it. It'll probably just be a lap blanket, to be honest, but I do like the idea of just doing granny stitches because sometimes I just want a really easy project, you know, like ones that I don't have to think about and count or read a pattern, or sometimes I just want to break from that because sometimes it's like mentally draining. Not that I hate working from patterns, I prefer patterns to a video or something, but just sometimes it's like mentally draining and you literally just like, you want to crochet but you don't want to crochet something that's intricate, you need to count it and stuff like that. Sometimes I just want to crochet and watch YouTube, and some patterns you can't do that because they need your full focus. There's that. I don't know if I'm going to do that in this video or not. Definitely a couple of tops I want to make. There's a bag I want to make by Chloe X Crochet. Looks like a really nice beach bag, but I just don't know what yarn I want to use for that yet. I've kind of got to have a think about that, so that's not definite. Oh, and then there's the... So, I don't know actually how to say this. It's the Pervian tile blanket. You'll probably know what I mean, but I literally can't say it. But I have planned to make that as well. I've got the yarn picked out and everything, but I'm just waiting for some time to do it, or the mood to do it, really. I'm just a mood crocheter. I just crochet what I feel like in the moment, and then if I don't feel like working on one of my whips, I start something else. I feel like that's like very relatable though, isn't it? Because I don't want to be working on something that I am not inspired to work on or don't feel like, you know. I'm not going to force myself. This orange is interesting. This square looks really cute. I'm just not a fan of all the gaps. And I don't know how to fix that. It's not like this yarn is really thin or anything. I'm excited for this blanket though. I'm hoping I can use up a lot of this scrap yarn, but I feel like I won't because a lot of the rounds it doesn't really take much yarn, so at least it will be colourful. I could also make plain squares, couldn't I? And like mix them in. That could also work and use up some more yarn. So I've actually got a knit and natter club tomorrow. That is actually what it's called. In the morning, so for a couple hours. And I think I'm going to be working on my knitted socks. If you've seen previous videos and if you're subscribed, you'd know that I've started knitting my first socks. I've recently got into that and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's something different. Like if I don't really fancy crochet, I knit a bit on my socks. It's sort of a mindless project to be honest because most of it's stockinette, but I'm going to get this square finished. This is literally the last row, I think. Yeah, that's how it's looking. I'm gonna get this square finished and then I think I need to weave in these ends. I don't know about you, but I really hate weaving in ends. I really don't want to do it. But yeah, so these two are finished. I need to weave in the ends, but I think I'm going to leave that for another day. And then, so usually I do this like blindly. So like I'm like this, but ooh, we're finally on the flower. Well, some of the flower ones, I guess. Well, to be fair, we're almost, I was going to say we're almost halfway through these. Like thinking, oh yeah, I'm on 20. But there's 50 in here. Ugh, can't do math. Next one is this one, which I think this yarn will be perfect for. Which I literally just used for that square. And then this one is circle to square. I think I have quite a few different similar colours. Only problem is I don't have much pink in this blanket, which I don't know if I should maybe buy a pink, like this dark pink. If you look on the box, it's in quite a lot of the designs and I just don't have a nice dark pink. So after filming that, I just realised I can't buy any yarn for this project because that is the whole point. I'm trying to use up scrap yarn. But I did find this in my yarn stash, so I'm going to add this to the colour palette. So as you can tell, it's the evening because the lighting is a bit off. But I finished the squares that I was working on earlier. So these were the first two that I made from the Granny Square card deck. And then these ones I just finished weaving in all these ends, basically. I figured, well, I'm going to weave in all the ends after I finish this last fourth square. And then, yeah, I feel much better now that all the ends are weaved in. But yeah, so I finished those. And then I was trying to start a new project. And so I picked this yarn out. I got this one from Wales. And as you can see, it's wound up again and not made into anything. So basically, I started to try and make a top with it. It was colour pooling really weirdly on one side. And obviously, well, I was trying to make a top that had, so it had the front panel, back, and then front panel. So it's kind of like a wrap top that you tie at the front. But each side, the colours were pooling differently and it just looked really weird. Also, it turned out really small. I got like this far into it and then I realised, oh, this is going to be too small. So I frogged that. Then I started a different top with it as well. And then that was colour pooling really weirdly as well. Had the same problem with that. So frogged it and then yeah, here we are. I didn't feel like filming that because I was just kind of frustrated and annoyed I just didn't know what to do, so I frogged it and I've just left it. And I know I really want to make this specific top. It's called the butterfly top. It's on YouTube. I really want to make that, but I just don't know what yarn I want to use, because I thought this variegated yarn would be perfect and look cool, but it colour pulls really unevenly and weirdly. Like there's some like really big strips of colour, and I just feel like that would look weird. So I think maybe a tank top would look nice with this, because then it doesn't really matter about the colours, because you're not like making a cup and then making like another cup, because then they'll be different, if you know what I mean. I don't think that makes sense, but but it's almost bedtime, so I'm sorry. But yeah, basically I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look through my yarn stash, see what yarn I could use for the top that I want to make. I want it to be a thin yarn, thin cotton, and I know I've got some yarn from the Hobie that I got, I think in my last video. Yeah, I've got some yarn from Hobie that I could use. I really don't know how much yarn I need, so I don't know if one ball is going to be enough or if I need two. But enough rambling. We're going to block these 4 squares. Excuse the shadow, it's ridiculous. Here's all my other squares. I'm all blocking them at the same measurement. That's kind of trying to show you some of the squares, but I realised maybe I should just leave that for another day because they're all trying to stretch. But yeah, so basically they're just stretching all at the same, well, trying to be the same size. But yeah, I really like this square, it's so pretty. But I think a couple of these I got a bit bored of the knots, because I don't really like weaving in ends. I know some people find it calming and stuff, but personally I just don't like weaving in ends. It's just annoying, especially if you have to change colour a lot, like especially this one. This one wasn't too bad, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to start a new stack here. So I've just picked out the next 2 cards out of the Granny Square card deck, and these 2 are the next ones we are going to be working on. I think I'm going to try and use this for the top. If I don't like how it looks or works up, I will use something else. But I think I'm going to try and use this, because I feel like I would wear this colour, and I think I've got enough of it. I think the pattern says 100 grams, I think, but yeah, hopefully that is enough. So it is the next day in the afternoon. I didn't film anything this morning because I was at Knit and Natter Club. So this is the progress we did on my socks. I did bring a crochet project with me as well, but I wanted to make some nice progress on these socks because I haven't worked on them in a while. But yeah, so I did like this much in a couple of hours, which I think is brilliant. I don't know if it doesn't look much. I probably could have got more done in crochet, but I think I'm pretty pleased with it. So I think I'm about halfway done the leg now, and then yeah, we'll be on to the heel next, which is awesome. So yeah, I did most of that today in the knitting club, and then I've done the next 2 squares for the Granny Square card deck. I forgot what it's called then, but I did the next 2 for that. And then I think last night I was saying that I wanted to make another top, so I have started that. So this is the butterfly top. Is on YouTube, just following her tutorial. So I've made both of the cups. This was basically what it's looking like at the moment. I really like this. And then I've obviously got the straps, and I'm using Yarnsmith's Cotton TK. And this is how much I've got of the first skein, so quite a bit. I might leave this till the end if I need it, or I'll make the tie with it or something. I want to weave in as less ends that I can, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. But yeah, so we've got this much done on the top. Fits perfectly. Only problem is, I didn't realise it was double crochet. I know that sounds a bit stupid, but it is a little bit see-through. So I think this one is going to have to be a bikini cover-up, which most of my tops have been turning into. But I would like to make another version with single crochets instead of the doubles. I feel like that would also really be nice. But yeah, that is going well. So I have been busy today. Been making lovely progress on my socks. I'm really excited to finish these because I've got the next pair already on my mind, and I think I'm gonna do the same pattern, but I'm just gonna do it all in one colour. And then I obviously got two granny squares done for the blankets. Stash busting blanket, I think I should call it, because it's just using up all my random scraps. But yeah, that is the update. Hopefully I can get some footage of me working on any of these, maybe, but I think this is just going to be like what I work on in a week. Right, so excuse the fan, it is boiling in my room, but I've just finished the last row. As you can see, just cut it off enough to weave in my end. This is literally all I have left. How good is that? Ah, I'm so glad I won Yarn Chicken. Yes. But yeah, this is all I've got left. I don't think it's going to be enough to do anything with. Actually, I might put it in the bag that I'm making the granny squares with, because that might make a centre. So might put it in there. But yeah, apart from that, the top is complete. I've made the straps and everything, connected the cups, and then I've done the bottom bit. So all I need to do is weave in these two ends and this one. So I'm going to do that now. Hopefully, maybe in the next clip I can show you what it looks like on, or it'll be me just starting my next project. But hopefully I remember to show you what this looks like tried on, because it is absolutely gorgeous. It fits really well. I'm really pleased with it. I'm already thinking of making another one in a different colour. So yeah. So I finished the butterfly top. I think that was the last thing I filmed. But then I finished a couple more of these squares. So that one. And then we've got this one. I think this one's definitely my favourite one I've done so far. It's so nice. But these two are the next ones I've got. I think I'll do them at some point. Just don't fancy it right now. But last night I made a little seashell collecting bag out of this mercerized cotton that I had. But this turned out really cute, and I had a little tie there. So that's cute. I have got yarn left over for that, so I can't count that as finished. I don't know what to do with these because I've got a few drops yarn scraps. Maybe I could make a little pouch or something. But yeah, I've got all these colours that I can use up. Yeah, I think I might make a pouch with these, just to use them up at some point. I don't know if I fancy doing that right now, but yeah. So I have been chosen for a pattern test for a cardigan, and I've already got the yarn picked out for that, and this is the yarn I want to use for that. I've got 2 balls of this, just sitting here waiting until I get sent the pattern. But yeah, I think that's all we've been working on really. I did a bit more on my socks yesterday, like I did a couple of rows, but I don't really know what I fancy making, to be honest. I want to make a star blanket out of these and one out of this one, but I feel like it's too hot to be working with acrylic, to be honest. So I might just leave that. So you'll have to ignore the fan. It is like boiling at the moment. But I've been working on this little floral belt. I guess you could make it as it could be like a scarf as well, but it's literally just a long... I made this last night and I've just finished weaving in the ends. And this is how much yarn I've got left, and I'm gonna make this bandana. I don't know if I'll actually wear it, but if not, I might put it on my Depop, I don't know. But I'm hoping this will be enough. If not, I might do the border in a different colour. But yeah, I'm just trying to use up some yarn at the moment. Right, so I kind of forgot to show you the finished butterfly top. Obviously this is not the top I would wear under it, so it looks a bit weird. Obviously I don't want to be taken down for, yeah, you know. But yeah, I mean, I can tie that a bit closer. This is what the back looks like. I literally can't speak. But I'm obsessed with this stitch pattern. So pretty. But yeah, this fits perfectly. And as I say, I'd wear it without this top. I don't know what I would wear it with, to be honest, because the cups are sort of slightly see-through, so I might have to just wear that blue and green bikini that I've got, because I feel like it would probably go. But yeah, this is pretty. And then also I finished my flower bandana. I was trying to use up this pink yarn and I did, so I made that. And then I've also made this belt, which has a similar pattern. I just kind of free-handed this belt, kind of worked it out from a picture. But this is what it looks like on. I did make it slightly longer, and I don't know if this will this tie will stay like this. I mean, I could probably do it into a bow. Is that cute? Oh, it's a bit bulky. Yeah, I feel like I'd just leave it like this, and then obviously have it like over jeans or something. I think that'd be cute. But yeah, so used up 2 balls for the top, pretty much exactly. I think I had a tiny bit left, but not enough to do anything with. And then I used up this pink from Hobie, which I've got a yarn haul video on that if you want to go check that out. It's on my channel. So you're gonna have to excuse the messy look. It's boiling here in the UK. We've currently got a heat wave. Whew, it's ridiculous. But so I got chosen for a pattern test. I'll put her name on the screen here because off the top of my head I can't remember who it is. So sorry. But it's a cardigan. It's called Sabrina. I know that. It's called the Sabrina cardigan. I was going to say carpenter there. I was like... But I've got 2 of the front panels, which I'm hoping is big enough. So shoulder's supposed to be there. I think it will stretch, because obviously I don't want the armhole massive, but I don't want it too small either. So yeah, so I've got the 2 front panels there, and the next step is to add the back panel, and this is the yarn I'm using for it. Pretty pink purpley colour. I don't actually know what colour this is. Oh, it's lilac. Using this lilac. I think I might need to get another ball of that because I don't know if 2 balls is enough. This is how much left I've got of the first ball. That's probably going to get me the back panel done, and then yeah, but this is a really pretty design. But yeah, so I've been doing that, and then I had like a kind of problem, I think, so I was like messaging the group chat, and then while I was waiting I started a new project. I've got so many projects I want to start but haven't started, or I just want to have that feeling of using up yarn because I've got so much of it. My stash is kind of overwhelming me, I just want to use it up really. And I need to stop buying yarn also. But yeah, so for this next project we're doing, it's going to be another top. I love how I just make loads of tops and I haven't been able to wear them very much. I have no idea where to wear these sort of crochet tops. Like, I don't know if I'd wear this on like a day-to-day basis. That's kind of what I'm saying. Maybe a beach cover up, I don't know. But yeah, so for this top, we are using the Natra Just Cotton yarn. And we're on the first skein, and this is how far we've got. Not very far. But this is the yoke bit. And then what I'm working on now is the back rows. Got a little monkey stitch marker there. But yeah, this is working out really pretty and I like this stitch. I don't know if this cotton is very soft though. I'm hoping it'll be nice on my skin. I can't really tell if I like it or not. I don't know. It's not very itchy, but also this yarn is a bit splitty. I'm not a fan of splitty yarn. It's kind of a bit annoying, but I like the stitch pattern. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted something easy and it's on my list to make, so yeah. But basically, I think I want to work on these two more. Don't really know what else. I know this angle's a bit weird, bear with me, but I have finished a few more of the granny squares from the card deck. So I finished these two and then I did these two as well. And they're just blocking on my board at the moment. So yeah, we're still working on those as well. I've got quite a few done, to be fair. Like, I'm over halfway now for the first box. There's 50 squares in here. Look, that is all the squares I've got. And it's from this, if you're wondering. But yeah, look how many squares I've got. Ay. So yeah, we're over halfway now of the first of the granny square one, and then I'll change the flower one so I can make a whole blanket with all of these. I'm not sure if I should make some solid ones to go like round the edge. I don't know if this is going to be big enough. I might have to do like a row of squares around it, or a big border. Don't know. Need to work on that pattern test, and then I also want to work on that top that I started as well, because I do really like the top. It's a free pattern on Reverie, I believe. It's really pretty. I really like this stitch pattern. But yeah, I've been wanting to make it for ages. Yeah, so I'm going to work on one of those tonight. Don't know which one. Might do the top because it's just a bit easier. The other one I can't watch anything and do at the same time. That's kind of why I wanted to start something easier. I do know I want to make a granny square stitch blanket at some point, but I feel like that might be a bit too hot to work on at the moment because that's acrylic. And I've only been working with cotton at the moment because I really love cotton, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know what I would wear under this either, but yeah, let me know what you wear under your crochet clothes, like especially like these kind of tops, because I feel like I need to wear something underneath, but I don't know what. Like, some bras are not gonna work obviously because they've got straps, or I don't know. I know people put like the cover things. I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, I just feel a bit uncomfortable just wearing this, you know. But yeah, enough rambling. I'm trying to be a bit more consistent on this video because I feel like it's a bit all over the place, but I feel like that's kind of my week at the moment. So yeah, but I'm hoping I can get this top finished in this video, and then maybe we'll wrap it up because I feel like this video is already quite long. But yeah, so I think I might work on this top because it's just a little bit less brain power and I've got work in the morning. tomorrow. So yeah. Right, so I feel like this is literally just a chaotic video of me just starting loads of different projects. But I was chosen for a pattern test and it was for this shell bikini top. I have finished it. Just need to weave in ends and stuff. So I finished that, and then I've also made a matching headband to try and use up the yarn. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing today. And then I've just bought this pattern and I want to start that now. And I want to be using the yarn that I got from the giveaway that I won. So I want to use that up. I don't know what colour bunny I want to do. Also, I don't know if I want to do it in this or this. I feel like I might do an elephant with that one and then maybe do blue and grey. Don't know, would that look good? I just feel like there's probably more yarn in here than this. I don't know, I could be wrong. So it says there's only 65 meters in this one, and then this one says 120. So I think I might have to make the bunny out of this one. It's funny though because it's called Honey Bunny. But yeah, I think I'm gonna make a bunny out of this. Oh. And then I think I'm probably gonna make an elephant with that one, probably. But yeah, I think blue and grey will look cute. I think it will go with my room. I don't know if I want to do a grey bunny with blue overalls or a blue bunny with grey. Probably grey bunny and then overalls in blue. I think I'll do that. But yeah, I'm going to use the new things that I got from that giveaway. So I'm going to try to use these eyes as well, I think. Don't know if they really go with the bunny, but I think it'll be fine. And then I'll also use some of the sticks as well. I don't really know which ones would go. Probably the green ones, I'd say. Or there's pink. I don't know which eyes would go better. Probably the green ones, I think. Green. But yeah, so I'm gonna get all the supplies out for this. I can't believe I'm starting a new project. Ridiculous. I'm really hoping this is gonna be enough yarn for this. If not, I'm kind of screwed because I don't want to be using yarn, I want to use it up.